to a full show, bringing this to a full series. And from what I learned from Mr. Moody, one show is not enough. So I started off, I did one show. And that same week, I did a second show. And that same week, I did a third show. And that's how you get 3 shows a week right now. You have Motivational Monday, you have Wind Down Wednesday, and you have Thank God for Everything on Friday. No, let me make sure I get that correct. I didn't want to say this. Yeah, I want to be cliche-ish and say Thank God for Everything. It is Thank God for Everything. Thank God for Everything on Friday. I didn't want to be cliche-ish and say TGIF. Here we go. So did Thank God for Everything on Friday. Then as I started doing more and more of these shows, I started thinking about more and more topics that I wanted to get across. I wanted to get across when my sister wins, we all win. That'd be a Wednesday show. I want to get across the corner connection. That's just us connecting. Like I met you on the block, we connected. I want to get across Financial Freedom Friday on Fridays and just talk about financial freedom in our community. So I started doing all these different shows, and I was like, yo, we got a whole network of shows here that is, growing and growing and growing. So it got to 100 shows. I was like, this is amazing, man. Got to 200 shows. I was like, we doing something here, cousin. Got to 300 shows. I was like, am I doing it for a reason? I'm doing it just because the numbers ain't moving like I thought it would be. 300 shows. Then I had to remind myself what me and Mr. Moody thought about. It's not really for everybody else. It's for us. It's my therapy. And I'm getting a chance to meet a lot of people throughout these shows. I'm interviewing a lot of people. And, people are reaching out about the interviews, how the interviews touch their lives. I was like, okay, you're doing it for a reason. Man. You're doing it for a reason. Don't worry about yourself. Be selfless in what you're doing and sacrifice in this show. So I kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. Got to 400 episodes. 400 episodes of Cousin Ed's Corner. There's some TV series that don't make 400 episodes. Some TV series don't make 100 episodes. I made 400 episodes of Cousin Ed's Corner. Man. So I go from there, and this past year, this past season, I'm doing well, doing well. Then my father, I was consistent the whole time with the 400. I was consistent with the 450 probably, 475 probably. But in this last in this season, the ending part of this season, my father had a major surgery, 2 major surgeries, and I took time off from Cousin Ed's Corner. And to tell the truth, I didn't know if I wanted to come back or come back in the same capacity. And when me and my dad were sitting in the hospital room, many nights, he said, you got to record tonight? And I said, Dad, I don't have to record. I'm here with you. Dad, I don't have to record. I'm here with you. He said, you still should do a show. My dad pushed me to keep pushing through. So Cousin Ed's Corner coming back is because of my dad. Because at one point I was like, what is it all worth? I got back to the point of who's listening? Why am I doing this? Who's listening? Why am I doing this? And what value was it adding to my life? What was I getting out of it? You know, and he listens. My dad listens. He's one of my biggest listeners, right? My mom listens. She's one of my biggest listeners, right? I have so many friends and loved ones who call me and say, hey, you forgot to do this on the show. Some people that I've known all my whole life. Some people I know my whole life don't listen. So it's a catch-22 there. But some people that I've known my whole life listen to the show, right? Or I feel like my whole life. Some new people listen, right? So I started to get back. I said, let me do one show this week. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 shows. Let me get back to. So you ever leave the gym? You was going consistently, and you leave for a while. It's hard to get back. But I said, let me just keep going. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. So I kept going, and I wasn't looking at the numbers, right? I know how many shows I do a season. So I was at like 120 shows this season, right? And as I started to get closer and closer, I know the season is ending at the end of the year. I get a pop up out the blue. And I'm not thinking about math, right? You think about math, Ed. Math is easy. If you do 125 times 4, what is that? Y'all do the math. 125 times 4. I get a pop up. You reach 500 episodes. You've reached 500 episodes of Cousin Ed's Corner. So this is my provider who I store the show at Podbean. They send me a congratulations, 500